All right, my darlings, it's Michaela. So today I wanted to talk about when we come down with something. 'Tis the season, people, as the weather continues to turn colder, and as we tend to be a bit more maxed out than usual. Colds and the flu are things that people are often dealing with or concerned about. So I just wanted to talk about things that prevent or enable those nasty bacteria and viruses to enter our system, and ways to deal with it once they potentially have. Okay? So, the three things that enable your system, your domain, your divine domain to be weakened are basically poor nutrition, lack of sleep or inadequate sleep, and stress. So, these are things. So, poor nutrition, if we're eating crappy, highly processed food. I think most of us know that that's not ideal anyway, but just know that especially if things are a bit more tenuous and or if you are concerned about coming down with something, you may make a slightly different choice. You may skip Burger King and, choose to have something that's a bit more robust and simplified, less adulterated. I am a major fan of grains and beans and vegetables, but things that are just a bit in a bit more of a pure state could really help you, especially if this is something that you're concerned about, certainly in this time. Okay, so nutrition is one thing. Inadequate sleep. I think most of us are aware of, that is something that just kind of is supportive or not if we're not getting enough. And I'm not, wanting to be a mummy over here. But once again, I'll just put it out there because sometimes it's a helpful reminder. Okay. And then the third thing is stress. And stress is a killer, people. It is something that, it weakens us. It knocks us down. And so whether you are, this beast of burden, in your work life, your family life, if there is kind of an unavoidable list of demands that are on you, I encourage you to do things that make you feel good. And that doesn't necessarily mean, taking things off the plate, but saying no is fabulous too. But doing things that make you feel good, doing things that light you up, being around people that help you laugh or that make you feel good about yourself, or doing things that help you to relax. These are things that are just incredibly valuable, not to be underestimated, okay? So I'll just put that out there. So that would be amazing if we really kind of boned up on this side of the equation. But if something does take hold, if something does kind of worm its little way into our inner sanctum, there are three things that I will recommend that can help move stuff through you more quickly, okay? So number one is water. And this is something that I am a mega advocate of for many reasons. But one thing I wasn't so aware of until I guess a couple years ago, was how helpful an excessive amount of water can be when you are dealing with a cold or a virus or the flu. So many people have the awareness about drinking more, sleeping more when they are wrestling with something. However, and it seems like the body does actually suck us dry a bit more. So there's a tendency to want to, offset that to bring us back up to our baseline. But if you go past that, if you really down it, if you really, make a point to crawl to the bottle often, you will be amazed with how much faster something will move through your body by having an excessive amount of water, or certainly a significant increase in your daily dosage of water. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is a product that I highly recommend, that I use personally and often. It's something called colloidal silver or silver hydrosol. And basically, It is silver. The form that it's in is a colloid, which is the smallest biological form that any matter can come into. And so with that, it doesn't need to go through your digestive system in order to impact your body. It's typically a liquid, it's in a dropper, you put it underneath your tongue, and what it does is it gets into your bloodstream quickly, but it is antibacterial, as well as it has this amazing ability to basically shut invaders down, viruses, fungi, bacteria. And so what it does, there's a slight electrical charge to it. And what it does is it basically makes these cells unable to metabolize oxygen, and it renders them sterile, so they can't reproduce. This is powerful stuff. You can also use it topically. You can use it on acne. You could use it on burns. Obviously, we're talking about colds and the flu and things like that. But it is remarkable. It is an amazing substance for prevention, but it is also fabulous to deal with something that you might be harboring and that is having its way with you and taking a toll on you, okay? And then number 3 is something called lymphatic drainage. So this is a technique that I personally do at Still Point. However, I encourage people that come for it to do it on themselves at home, okay? Your lymphatic system is a major part of your immune system. A lot of people have an awareness about that. They are familiar with lymph nodes, but your lymphatic capillaries are the largest network, the largest amount of lymphatic organs in your body. Basically, it's like this mesh that covers your entire form, and the lymph nodes are the place where basically the junk gets cleaned and then the fluid gets returned with the rest of the blood in the heart. Too much information, I know. But what I want to encourage you to do is something manual at home that is super simple, okay? So, all lymph drains into the lymph nodes and underneath the clavicles. The way to help yourself to help a sore throat, the way to help yourself if you feel like you're starting to come down with something, is to do this little itty bitty technique, okay? So you're gonna pretend that you're Dracula in your coffin and you are coming down with a cold. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna think about pulling on the skin, okay? We're gonna think about basically not driving our spears into our neck. We're gonna think about just tugging on the skin. Okay, we're starting low, and we're going to work all the way up to our ears. You could even just do that a few times, long and slow. Okay, that is great. Your lymphatic capillaries are underneath the skin. They're anchored to the skin. They're in this kind of squishy, watery layer, this adipose layer. So when we pull on the skin, not press into the skin, we bypass them if we do that. If we pull on the skin, we activate them. We help them basically drain more lymph more quickly, okay? And that can have many, many powerful effects on the body. But basically helping with colds, preventing them, helping with sore throats, are just a few of them, okay? Some people actually come in to deal with that, to help prevent coming down with something, to deal with allergies, stuff like that. But this is a wonderful little technique, starting low, clavicles, bones at the base of your neck, pulling your skin down, and just working your way up towards underneath your ears, and just doing it again, okay? So if you have any questions, obviously, always, please be in touch, okay? So thank you, and until next time.